Oh, wait, is it working now? I think it might be working now. Hold on a second. Let me just see if it's actually working. I'm going to check on the stream itself. Okay, wow, it's working. Holy shit.
On
Ah!
which channel?
On the Finnegan Flynn YouTube channel. It is currently streaming. Oh my goodness, thank God. All right, we are now live. Welcome everyone to the live reunion special. I am sorry it took me a minute. I was having some technical difficulties. Thank God that it's now working. Anyways, I'm going to put my hat back on. Good God. It's very, very professional, high-quality YouTube stream, as you can clearly see here. We only run top-quality content here on Finnegan Flynn, absolutely. Oh, can't talk, but I'm here. Okay, yep. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so for those of you who are just joining, welcome. As of now, all of the edited episodes of Finnvivor Paldea have finished airing, and all that is left to do is crown a winner. I am super excited to finally wrap this season. You all have been waiting a long time for this, specifically the players in this game. I know y'all were a little bit frustrated when I announced that we were going to be doing it this way, but now the big day is here. We are going to reveal a winner. Now, I know Todd is a little bit busy today, so he most likely will not be able to join us for the big reveal. So I do want to make sure that the other two finalists are at least here before we read the votes. I see someone unknown is in the voice chat. I am wondering if Barbs is here. So I know I saw her online earlier. Hello. Let's see, I might just ping her. Thank you, Matt, for pinging her, and thank you for also pinging Isaac here. All right. Also, it's been a long time since I've actually gone live. I used to stream on Twitch back in like 2021. Haven't really done any of that since. So, yeah. Welcome back to my first live stream in years, I guess. Congratulations. Okay. We're going to give... Oh, Barb's is typing. I just want to make sure that she's actually here, because, again, like I said, Todd is not going to make it to the stream today. He has a lot going on. But I do want to make sure the other two finalists are here. Watching. Okay, Barb's is watching the stream. Fantastic. Barb's, if you do want to hop into the VC and just join the chat so that you can at least be a part of the stream, that you are more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, if you just want to watch the stream, that is cool too. But so long as you are watching, we're going to go ahead and do the one thing that everyone has been waiting for. Yes, I'm not going to keep you waiting anymore. I am going to reveal the winner right now, and then we will go ahead and dive into rewards. I also got a chance to interview Todd in real life, since he was unable to make it to the stream today, so we will get to check in with Todd. We will also be checking in with Sam, as well as any other players who are here present for the stream who would like to be featured during the stream. You are more than welcome to be featured. In addition, we have a really fun bit of fan mail for one player who I will be reading it to them, and we're just going to see what they say, but more on that a little bit later. For now, one last time, it is time to read the votes. Janice, someone unknown. No, wow, Freudian slip. Barbs, someone unknown, and Todd. There are 10 votes for a winner here. It only takes 6 for a majority. All right. Without further ado, it is time to read the votes. And I will start by posting them one by one in the finale stream. So let me just get to my folder where I have them all saved, and let's see, which one should we do vote? Okay, we're going to do that one first. All right, here we go. First vote. Todd. That is 1 vote for Todd. Second vote. Barbs. We are tied. 1 vote Todd, 1 vote Barbs. Third vote. Someone unknown. We are tied again. 1 vote Barbs, 1 vote someone unknown, and 1 vote Todd. Obviously, the 3 parchments that I revealed during the stream. So now, let's get to the 6 that you guys haven't yet seen. Excuse me, not during the stream, during the edited finale. Wow, I cannot talk to save my life here. All right. Fourth vote. Todd. That's 2 votes Todd, 1 vote Barbs, 1 vote someone unknown. Fifth vote. Barbs. That's 2 votes Barbs, 2 votes Todd, 1 vote someone unknown. Sixth vote. Someone unknown. We are tied again. 2 votes Barbs, 2 votes Todd, 2 votes someone unknown. There are 4 votes left, which means the new majority is now, does the math real quick. Shit, I can't do math. The new majority is now 5, I think. Someone correct me on my math if I am not correct on that. I can't count fast. Thank you, Alexander. The new majority is now 4. It now takes 4 votes to win. 4 votes left. Let's go. Vote number 7. Wait, which one should I show? I already showed that one. Here we go. 7th vote. Todd. That's 3 votes Todd, 2 votes Barbs, 2 votes someone unknown, 2 votes left. 3 votes left. All right. 8th vote. I did that one already. Oh yeah, of course it's going to be that one. All right. 8th vote. Someone unknown. That's 3 votes someone unknown, 3 votes Todd, 2 votes Barbs, and 2 votes left. Here we go. 9th vote. Barbs. We are tied. 3 votes Barbs, 3 votes someone unknown, 3 votes Todd, 1 vote left. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I just have to say, this is the closest a final vote has ever been between a group of 3 people on Finnvivor. We are at a 3-way tie, 3 votes each, and it all comes down to the last vote. You guys may have been dying to find out who won this season, but I have been dying to tell you what the vote count was for so long. Like, I am actually geeking out about this. It is all gonna come down to the last vote. And with that, the winner of Finnvivor Paldea is Barbs, congratulations! You have won by a vote of 4-3-3. Someone unknown, Todd, unfortunately, you fell just short of victory, but you did tie for second place. Come on, everyone. Anyone who's in the voice chat right now who wants to unmute, we can go ahead and give Barbs a round of applause. Really well-deserved round of applause here. Come on, don't be shy. Unmute. Let's go. Let's get some applause up in here. Yes,
it
go.
will appear that my mic is not picking up my applause, and it is 4 a.m. I don't want to clap too loud, so I'm just going to give a verbal congratulations. Good work, Barbs.
Good job, Barbs.
This was the outcome I expected, but I did not expect this specific way for it to happen.
Right. So you weren't expecting
Didn't expect it to be this close at all.
So you weren't expecting to receive votes here, or were you not expecting to receive as many?
It was. I didn't expect to receive that many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some, but not. But not.
Yeah. Well.
But not this. Yeah.
SU, I do have to say, I do think you severely underestimated yourself throughout the duration of the season, both during production and during the airing. I think you were easily someone who had a lot more going for them than anyone really expected. And even though you didn't quite play the game you seemed to have wanted to, you managed to get all the way to the end, and even if it was a little bit late to flip, you still flipped, you still pulled the switch, and you still did what you knew you needed to do. And I just want to say you should be incredibly proud of yourself for that. You played a really great game this season. Congratulations. Seriously.
Thanks, Finn.
You bet. As Alexander just pointed out in the chat, this season started last April, 10-month season. I did touch on this a little bit during the edited finale episode. I just want to issue a personal apology to you guys, the players on this season, for the fact solely that it took this long for me to get the season off the ground and onto YouTube. It was a pretty big mental struggle for me, just not only figuring out, okay, how the hell am I even going to start this with virtually no experience making YouTube videos? So I just want to say thank you so much for sticking with me. And like, I was that close. I'm not kidding when I say I was that close to just giving up on this project entirely, but I'm really glad that I didn't. And I'm just, thank you all so much for sticking with this. I really and truly cannot express how grateful I am for all of you here. But with that said, we do still have a little bit of more fun to have today. I did put together some fun little awards for the players on this season. This is normally a thing that we do in the Discord org community for those who are not 100% familiar. Basically, what the hosts will do at the end of any given season is they will create a bunch of awards, like Best Social Game, Best Strategic Game, Best Idle Play, etc. So, yes, we are going to go ahead and do that, but this time around, there is a little bit of a twist, because this time, all of the rewards are themed around Pokemon. I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun with it. Now, I gotta figure out where the hell I put these awards. I sent them somewhere to Discord so that I could actually give them out. And look at that! Sam has joined the voice chat.
Good job, Barbs. Let's
Woo!
go.
Hell yeah. All right. Where the fuck did I send these awards? What did you miss?
Yeah, other than like Barb's winning.
Not much. Like, we literally just started. Oh, thank you. Someone just pinged me where I sent all the awards. Okay, wonderful. I'm just going to make sure the stream is still doing okay here. Oh, look at that. 7 concurrent viewers. Let's go. Woohoo! All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Also, anyone who is currently in this voice call or watching the stream, if you, I see there's a lot of texting going on in the post-season channel. That will not be streaming to the stream, so if you want to be a little bit more involved, I would recommend joining the finale stream text chat instead. Otherwise, you know, all this fun conversation is not going to be captured on the stream. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive right into these awards here. You know what? Actually, before we get started on these awards, Alexander is in the chat with us. Just me and SU fighting, nothing new. Well, not just you and SU fighting. There is someone else who you had a little bit of a tiff with throughout the season, Alexander. So I thought it might be fun to have a little bit of segment talk, talking about that. So Alexander, it really seems like more so after the season concluded, you and Janice just did not seem to get along very well. So what is it between the two of you? Are you mortal enemies, secret lovers? Like, what's going on here? I'm sorry, Janice, you're probably going to kill me for that. In my defense, there was a segment where you two were joking about getting married. So, like, I'm just playing off of what you guys gave me here. All right, this is the awkward part about... Oh, and there's Janice with her gifts, as usual. So I never really liked Janice in-game. I never really liked her personality. No offense. Wow, all right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. I guess they just don't get along. But it really showed after the game she's just not a nice person in general. Oh, and Janice claps back. Okay, well, it looks like we might have a new copy pasta in the Finnvivor lexicon here. Sam, defend me, I'll ship you a cookie. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. If everyone's done spamming our new copy pasta here, I do want to go ahead and dive into the awards show portion of the series. And then when we're all done with that, we'll also have a few more interviews here and there. And then I will go ahead and tell you guys what we are doing next season on Finnvivor, a season that is currently in production as we speak. So that is going to be super exciting. Let me tell you, next season is absolutely wild. I am actually so excited to put together the episodes for it. Like, it is absolutely insane. But anyways, let's talk about that more later on. This is your guys' reunion show. All right. Okay. Alrighty. So, disclaimer. I kind of made these award images in Meme Generator, so they're not the nicest looking awards, but it's more so the thought that counts, I think, that we're going for here. So, first up, we have the Mousehold Award. This award goes to a player who absolutely excelled in the challenge aspect of this game. In other seasons, this might be the best physical game award, and this really shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but the winner of the Mousehold Award is, can I please drag and drop it? Okay, you know what? Hold on. There's an easier way to do this. We have the technology, people. Here we go. There we go. And the Mousehold Award for Best Physical Game goes to Sam. Congratulations. You are the best physical player of the season. I mean, obviously, this award was going to go for Sam. Not only did he win 3 individual immunity challenges in a row, but he also is the reason why Barbs was able to win Final Four immunity, where he set up her entire Pokemon team only for her to beat him in the final match of the Pokemon. Not only that, Sam was also very helpful during the pre-merge challenges as well. Most notoriously, him and SU created a picture of a globe that was damn near picture perfect. Like, if you look very closely, you could see some minor differences. Yes, I used to have a rule for that challenge that you could not use computer generated images, and I low-key forgot that I had that rule going, so way to go, Sam, for taking advantage of a rule that I forgot to include. You guys absolutely nailed that one here. All right. And I think now might be a really good time for Sam to come on, and let's just do a little bit of an interview. Sam, why don't you unmute here? How's it going,
Hell
Sam?
yeah, let's go.
Woo! So, Sam, this is your 4th time playing Finnvivor. Yes, I know. When I was putting together this cast, with this being the reboot of the org, it really only felt right to have you be one of our Season 1 players. Yeah, so now you mentioned to me you were absolutely gutted that you didn't win this season. Do you feel like you would have been able to win if you had managed to win that fire-making challenge?
It really depends what the jury thinks. I think I had a great story. If I win that fire making, we go to Final 3, and Barb's likely makes it a Final 2. Our plan the entire season was Barb, Sam, Final 2, and we go for it.
Okay.
It was heartbreaking. I tried to change my answer at the last second, and I just couldn't. It was unfortunate timing, but I do think that if I make it to that final tribal council, just with what happened postseason, I think there's a good chance I win there. It would have been pretty even, but I do think I have a shot there.
I do think it would have been a really close vote between the two of you. There would have been 11 people on the jury in this case. So if it was you two in the final 2, it would have been someone unknown being juror number 11. So whose votes do you think you would have gotten in that situation?
All right. I mean, I think I definitely have Samuel. With what happened with the idol in his boot episode, I think that was a strong, easy case. I think I probably also have Leona. We talked a lot. I know in some of the episodes she was talking about me in a somewhat positive manner. I was happy to see that. With post game, I think I probably get like Shad. Like just from what happened, maybe I think I have someone unknown. It's all fairly determinant. I think the rest of them are toss-ups. I think Janice votes Barb's, but that's the only one I really don't think I have.
Okay. Well, it would have been a really interesting ending to see for sure. My other question for you is, do you think it would have been easy to beat someone unknown in that final immunity challenge?
Oh. I think so. I really like looking back on it. There are so many different things I should have done. I was super nervous in the moment. And so if I had just like given myself some time to calm down, I think I probably could have won that against Todd or someone unknown. I think someone unknown probably would have had a somewhat better shot cuz he's good at like getting into people's heads. He knows what people think. I will give him that. He's a great player in that aspect. But
For sure.
I think I have him on the fact that I know Pokemon more than he does.
Well, that certainly would have definitely helped you out. Now, I am pulling up my Google Doc for Finnvivor Paldea. The reason I'm doing that is I am just looking to see what the final immunity challenge would have been had it been a Final 2 season. I actually don't remember what I had planned, so I'm currently looking to see.
Interesting.
Yes. I had something planned.
I think Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what it was.
I think Pokemon Battles was a great ending. Like that was a solid ending to the season, especially with me and Barb's going head to head in that final battle. That was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I just wish I was smarter about saving the replays so that we could have included that in the final episode. That would have just been a really grand moment to cap the rest of the season.
It really would have.
But unfortunately, I didn't understand how Pokemon Showdown worked, so here we are.
Pokemon Showdown's replays are weird.
They
I might
are.
have it somewhere, but I just don't know where.
Well, if you ever do manage to find it, definitely send me the link, and who knows, maybe it could become some bonus post-season content for us. I wasn't able to figure out what the final challenge was going to be, unfortunately. I just don't remember what I had planned. So we can't do the would you have won this challenge against someone unknown, unfortunately. But anyways, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sam. Is there anything else you'd like to say while I've got you unmuted here?
I'm so proud of you, Barbs. Been working for this since what, season 7 it was? Very happy with how this season ended. To everyone, you all played great. I'm happy I got to meet you, and hope I see you again.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next award. I don't want to keep you guys in the stream for too long. Also, it is really hot up in this bedroom, so we're going to move things right along here. So, next up, we have the... how do I say this Pokemon? Vivillin Award. You know the butterfly from Gen 6? That Pokemon. The really pretty one with the pretty wings. I
think it's like Vivian.
Vivian, yeah, that one. Oh, man. Anyways, this award goes to the social butterfly of the season. And there were definitely a few contenders for this, but we ultimately decided to go with the person who easily was in the most people's DMs. And this is actually something that wasn't able to be portrayed as accurately on the show, specifically because I did not have access to everyone's DM conversations, and we weren't super on top of getting you guys to post screenshots of your conversation. Hey, Henry, thanks for joining us here. Henry did make a cameo on the season. Henry also played with Barbs on Season 7 and Season 5, so he got to witness Barbs get idled out of the game with just one vote against her twice. So what a what a thing to witness and be a part of that was. But anyways, the the social butterfly of the season award goes to someone who was just in everyone's DMs, who was able to pull a lot of strings, having one-on-one connections with every player. We just weren't able to see it as much, and it is the main reason why we ultimately decided to move all one-on-one chats onto the server for future seasons of Finnvivor. So, the winner of the Social Butterfly Award is none other than Snowy. Congratulations, Snowy, Social Butterfly, who is currently not in the stream at this time. But I will say this won't be the only time we will see Snowy on Finnvivor, and we will just leave it at that for now. Anyways, moving on to the next award, we have the Mewtwo Award for Most Strategic Game of the Season. This award definitely was a bit of a tricky one for me to decide. Ultimately, it came down to two players who made most of the strategic decisions throughout the season. But ultimately, I did decide to give it to the eventual winner of the season. I kind of just ruined the moment here, but I gotta hit send. Barbs is the winner of the Mewtwo Award for the Strategic Mastermind of the season. I ultimately decided to go with Barbs over Janice because at the end of the day, Barbs was the one who ended up outplaying Janice and making it to the final 3 and winning the game. Even though she only got 4 votes, that's all it took. Ultimately, it was also Barbs who was able to consistently prevent the core Koraidon group from making moves against each other. And when the moves needed to be made, it was always her decision. So when it was time to get rid of Isaac, it benefited Barbs at that moment to make the decision. So congratulations, Barbs, for the most strategic game. Barbs, I know you can't be with us in the VC, but you are here in text chat. So Barbs, how great did it feel to finally win after getting the same exact placement twice in a row your first 2 appearances on Finnvivor? I hope she's here and able to answer that question. She is here. She's typing. Wonderful. Suspense, yes. Well, while Barb's is typing, I'm going to go ahead and queue up the next award here. Oh, yes, of course, this award. All right. My laugh is terrifying. Yeah, I do have quite the evil laugh. Matt would know. Matt, how are you doing, buddy? I just got to see you last weekend. How are things? There she is. All right. It felt amazing. I feel like I didn't get to show my full potential the last 2 times, but just controlling the game is always fun. I did actually expect to lose because the jury seemed mad at me, but happy that they couldn't decide on a person to vote. Yes, this jury was definitely a little bit... I hate to use the word bitter, because at the end of the day, my philosophy on Survivor is very much get to the end, get the most votes, you deserve the win. But sometimes you do have to take into consideration that people are going to have personal feelings towards your game that might affect how they vote. But at the end of the day, Barbs, even if you did not win by a full majority, at the end of the day, you still did get the most votes. And I just want to say I am incredibly happy for you. To see you get idled out of the game in Season 5, that was rough, not going to lie. But to see it happen again the exact same way on your second chance season was absolutely heartbreaking. So I am so glad you came back for a 3rd shot. And I am so happy for you that you managed to claim the win here. Really well done. Really great game. Just congratulations all around, Barbs. You absolutely killed it. All right. So now we are going to move on to the Gimmighoul Award. This award goes to the player with the best idle play on the season. Now, there were a few options for this, definitely a few options for this, but I ultimately gave it to the one that was my personal favorite and got the... basically just the most fun blindside to watch, and therefore the Gimmighoul Award for the best idle play goes to Janice for idling out Alexander in the pre-merge. I just have to say, this was my favorite tribal council of the season. There were some really good tribal councils in the post-merge, but when I think about tribal councils this season, this is the first one that comes to mind. I'm happy I was involved. So, Janice, you had to play a few advantages to be able to stay in the game this season. It seemed like the moment you came into this season, there was instantly a target on your back. But yet you managed to get all the way to the final 5. Barbs, I have to ask, I'm sorry, wow, I keep slipping up and getting your names mixed up. This is just what it's like to be my friend in real life. I use the wrong name for the wrong person all the time. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Janice, what do you think it was that made yourself such a big person to take out early on in the game? You were a very alluring target. What do you think it was that made you a target? Wow, I need to stop talking sometimes. Barbs equals Janice, by the way. They're the same person. I am honestly just amazing, and I think some people are jealous of that. Well, you are the sort of reverse Dan Giesling of our org, where the first time you played, you got 2nd place. Second time you played, you got 1st place. So kind of the reverse of how Dan Giesling's trajectory went. My fatal mistake was flipping too soon, but the reward would have been better than the risk. I guess that is true, but at the same time, we'll never truly know, Alexander, what would have happened if you hadn't mutinied and stayed on the Muriden tribe. I mean, at the very least, you probably would have made the merge. So who knows what would have happened there. But nonetheless, that was a really great idol play. Janice, we have more. We will talk more in a little bit, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next award. The next award I have is the Spectrier Award for the biggest dark horse of the season. Now, a dark horse is someone who ultimately is incredibly underestimated throughout the game. It's someone that you wouldn't really expect would do well in the game, but ultimately at the same time does have a decent shot of claiming the crown if they are able to get far enough to do so. And there were definitely a few people that this award could have gone to, but ultimately the Spectrier, it's the Dark Horse Pokemon. You'll see it in a second. The Spectrier Award for biggest Dark Horse of the season goes to someone unknown. Again, I don't think a lot of people came into this with really high expectations for someone unknown. Third-time Survivor player, sure, but let's not forget his first time playing, he was the first person voted out. Second time playing, he did get further in the game, but ultimately he didn't get anywhere close to the end. This time around, he did manage to get to the end. Definitely the biggest dark horse for me. And there were a lot of people who I talked to watching only the edited episodes who really wanted to see someone unknown win the game. So, someone unknown, you are definitely the biggest dark horse of the season here. So we did already talk to someone unknown earlier during the stream. SU, is there anything else you want to talk about since we're talking about you right now?
Not really.
No, you're good.
I'm still reading. I'm still reading from having made it this far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do have a question for you. You're now a 3-time Finnvivor player. Every time you've played, your placement has gotten better, and now you tied for 2nd place. Do you think you'll come back for a 4th time? And if you do you think you could win that time?
I don't see myself coming back for a 4th time, but but only in the near future. Who knows how my preferences will change further down the line. I might get interested in Survivor again, and I may come back for a 4th season. And if I do, I might make it further this time.
All right. Absolutely. Well.
And
well, hey,
I'm not gonna explain the joke.
You're good. Well, hey, we aren't doing an all-star season for at least a little while, but I will definitely keep you on the short list. If you do want to come back, there's definitely an offer for you there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next award. Matt just being an absolute savage in the chat right there. Holy shit. All-stars, shudders, oh hell no. Fun fact, I've actually never done a straight-up all-star season for Finnvivor. We've done a second chance season. We've done a weird fans versus flops versus faves theme. We've done heroes versus villains. We've done a blood versus water, but we haven't done just a pure all-star season. So that's definitely something I want to do at some point in the future. So who knows? Maybe all-stars for the first time could be in the rebooted era of Finnvivor. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we have more awards to get to. So next up, we are going to give out the Gengar Award. This award goes to the biggest villain of the season. And honestly, I'm not even going to bother setting this up. I think we all know who it is. The Gengar Award for Villain of the Season goes to Janice. No shit. Like, I mean, come on. Janice, I just want to say, I adore you. I think you are one of my favorite players of all time. How I thought I was a hero. I think you were one of my favorite players of all time because of how willing you are to just absolutely embrace who you are. You do not sugarcoat things. You do not You're not afraid to back down from being confrontational. Exactly, Sam. Janice stays real 100%. Every time I have had you on this org, I have loved every second of it. And you solidified yourself as one of the most legendary players of Finnvivor. Like I said, your placements speak for themselves. Second place on your first time, first place your second time, and fifth place your third time. That doesn't just happen. So thank you for being a phenomenal villain. And I do have to ask, do you think you'll come back to try and be our Sandra Diaz Twine someday? Or is it Diaz? I'm horrible with pronouncing names correctly, in case you couldn't tell. Diaz. Okay, yeah, thank you. You won't come back to try and claim second crown? Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I hope you reconsider someday. I'm gonna keep you on the short list anyways, just in case. All right? Okay. Janice is lying. I sure hope she's lying. I really want to have her back again sometime. Doesn't necessarily have to be in the near future, of course, but hey, we will see. Yes, there we go. All right. Moving on, we had the Gengar Award for Biggest Villain of the Season. Now we have the Palafin Award for Biggest Hero of the Season. And this one is always tricky for me because I feel like Survivor is a game where there aren't really any true heroes. At the end of the day, you are ultimately playing to stay longer than anyone else in the game. But there does come along a person who becomes a heroic figure. Someone who wasn't afraid to stand up to the villain of the season, even if it meant their ultimate downfall. And although they were booted early in the season, they ultimately got a chance to come back into the game, where they were almost able to get the momentum going in their favor, only for it to fall apart due to how strong the Koraidon contingent on the post-merge was. But the Palafin Award for Biggest Hero of the Season goes to Ari. Unfortunately, it does not look like Ari could make it out to the stream tonight, so I'll just kind of go ahead and gush about Ari for a little bit. So when I came up with the concept of rebooting this org, I knew 1000% Ari was someone I wanted to have on the season. She has been a part of Finnvivor for a long time. She participated in her first ever season back in 2020 during the COVID pandemic. I was a little heroic, I don't know. I guess so. Sorry, I'm not trying to roast you, Isaac, or anything like that. But yes, Ari has been a figure in Finnvivor for a long time, and it was sarcasm, Finn. Okay, good. Sorry, bad at detecting sarcasm. My bad. Me and Isaac on the rival season, then what? Yes, you guys are phenomenal rivals, I do have to say. So yes, Ari was unfortunately first boot on our Heroes vs. Villains season, and ever since then, I'm like, nah, we gotta have Ari back sometime. So to have her be one of the main characters of the rebooted season just felt right. So Ari, I do hope you are watching this, the archive of this stream someday, and I just want you to know I really appreciate you for being on the season, for putting up with all of the Pokemon that was shoved into this season. You were a real trooper, and I was actually gutted to see you go home in 6th place. So thank you so much for coming back and playing again. There is an argument happening in this chat right now, and I'm just completely ignoring it. Oh, that's too funny. All right. Hey guys, we still have a few more awards to give out here. I have 3 more awards. Then we're going to talk to a few more people. I'm going to show you guys an interview from Todd Chavez, and then I'm going to reveal what we're doing next season for Finnvivor. Don't make me call Red. Oh, shit. Okay, Red. Red is also a really fun character. I really wish he hadn't deleted his Discord because I would have loved to invite him to play in the new era, but unfortunately it seems like that might not ever be might not ever be able to happen. So, hey Red, if you're out there and you find this video, you're always going to be Finnvivor alumni in my eyes, and I would love to have you play again in the new era. But I know you deleted Discord, so if you're out there and you're watching, feel free to get into contact with me. Finn_tastic_ on Discord. All right. Next up, we have the Dockspun Award. This award goes to the biggest underdog of the season. See what I did there? Dockspun, dog, underdog. Come on, that's funny. That's funny. Why aren't you laughing? Get this guy out of here. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. All right, so when talking about underdogs this season, I do think there are a lot of you that check that box, but there's one person in particular who really stood out to me. Someone who I don't think anyone really had on their radar in terms of a potential winner, but someone who was actually this close to winning. Where did it go? Hold on, I had it all ready to send here. And the Dockspun Award for biggest underdog of the season goes to Todd. Like I said, Todd has never played Survivor. He has never watched Survivor, and to this day, he's still really not that into Survivor. He's one of the few people I haven't managed to completely suck into the Survivor community. But that being said, we could tell Finn, yes, it was very clearly his first time playing, but I have to say he did really well. Even though I do think he made his move around too late, the fact that he was able to recover from that, not get voted out, and be one vote away from winning, easily the biggest underdog of the season. And hey, I think this season ending with a Todd win would have been a really fun ending regardless. Now, speaking of Todd, as I mentioned, he was unable to make it out to the stream today. He is performing in a show, so, break a leg to him. But I did get to go see that show last week. We met up outside of a Texas Roadhouse to do an interview, and this is that interview. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up and make sure that it actually looks good on OBS. Oh, that looks beautiful. All right. I'm going to just hide this a second here. All right, here is my interview with Todd Chavez. Here, and I am here with the one and only Todd Chavez, who made it all the way to the end of Finnvivor Paldea without knowing how the game of Survivor works. So, what do you think was your most valuable asset in the game?
I'm going to be completely honest. I think my most valuable asset was being friends with Janice and having Janice on my side. I think I would not have made it as far as I did without Janice.
Now, a lot of people saw Janice as a somewhat controversial figure. She was easily the biggest target on that side of the numbers. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about her personally?
I personally really liked Janice. She was always really supportive of me, and I kind of enjoyed the drama that she started. I thought it was fun.
Absolutely. All right, so you had mentioned that you were planning on going to the end with Isaac and Barbs at one point.
I did at one point.
Yeah.
That did change. It's all a little foggy right now,
Of
but
course.
I do remember that I really enjoyed, like I said, playing with Janice, so I did want to take Janice to the finals, and I did want to take Barbs to the finals too, and I ended up in the finals with Barbs, so that was great.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, let's say that it ended up being a final 3. I'm sorry, let's say that it ended up being a final 2. Let's say you got eliminated in 3rd place, so you're now on the jury.
Mm-hmm.
The vote is between Barbs and someone unknown. Who are you casting your vote for?
I would most likely cast my vote for Barbs, and that is nothing against someone unknown. I just spent a lot more time talking with Barbs and stuff like that, so that's why my vote would go towards Barbs.
Absolutely. Very good. All right. Forgot what else I wanted to ask. There was one more really good one. Okay, the fire making challenge. Let's talk about the fire making challenge. So, the vote ended up tying 2-2 at the final 4, and despite what I think a lot of people were expecting to happen, you ended up beating Sam by a pretty wide margin in the end. So what was going through your head through that whole challenge?
During the fire making challenge, I was just surprised that I had made it that far, and I got really lucky with the fire making challenge being something related to Pokemon with type matchups, because as you've said before, I know nothing about Survivor, but I do know a lot about Pokemon. So I was able to use my advantage of Pokemon knowledge to play in that fire making challenge and beat Sam.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for doing this interview, and thank you so much for playing. My last question for you is, would you ever consider playing again?
I would consider playing again, yes.
All right, I will keep you on the list for All-Stars then. That is my interview with Todd Chavez, and now back to the stream. Thank you. We're good. You can cut. What's going on, guys? It's Finnegan Flynn here, and I am here with the one and only Todd Chavez, who made it all the way to... Okay. All right. The video kept playing. It kind of threw me for a loop. Let me make myself big again here. Woohoo! All right, so I know no one in this Discord call was actually able to hear the video, but I did play a video interview with Todd Chavez in person on the stream, so definitely go ahead and check that out if you weren't able to watch it. I see a few people here were able to watch it. All right, next up, Isaac. We're going to go ahead and talk with Isaac a little bit. So, Ike, if you would like, feel free to unmute. Otherwise, we can do this interview over text chat, however you would prefer. Yo, all right, Isaac. Well, welcome. So, you ultimately went out in 8th place. So there was a lot of back and forth during the episode where Autumn got eliminated. You were debating whether or not you wanted to stick with Koraidon or vote Autumn out of the game. Do you regret your decision to vote Autumn out? Mm-hmm. Yep, that Kool-Aid, really tasty stuff. So, ultimately, Isaac, it really felt like after Autumn was voted out, the game kind of sort of, I don't want to say died down, but that was the point where things really started to slow down a little bit, and it really seemed like Barbs just had absolute control. Do you think there was anything you could have done before you were voted out to save yourself, or after Autumn was gone, do you think it was just too late? Mm-hmm. So then let's just run through this scenario real quick. So let's say you did keep Autumn in the game. Do you think you would have had a clearer path forward working with the Miraidon side, or do you think you would have had to jump back and forth between groups in order to progress into the game? All right. So now let's talk a little bit about the pre-merge of this season, where it seemed like you and Alexander just had a really massive beef going into this season. And Alexander, feel free to unmute and join in on this conversation if you would like. So the first thing we saw from Alexander, I'll just watch, fair enough. So the first thing we saw from Alexander was Isaac, fake ass bitch, can't stand him. So either of you wants to answer this question. Where did this rivalry come from? So Alexander lied about getting the amulet, and that was kind of what told you, all right, I definitely cannot work with this guy in this game. Yep. And then we did see, now there were a lot of moving pieces towards the vote that ultimately landed on Alexander, but we did see in the edited episode that a lot of the conversations you had with people were what led to Alexander going out there. So in hindsight, do you think that was the correct move to make, to get rid of Alexander right there? Or do you think it would have been smarter to let Janice go? You do. Okay. All right. Well, Isaac, I do have one more question for you, and this one's a little bit funny. When I originally said that I was going to wait to reveal the winner until the live finale, you said I am never playing one of your games again. Do you think that is still the case, or or am I a little forgiven here? Oh. Oh, I appreciate it. Well, Isaac, I would love to have you back sometime, and honestly, I can't wait. You are just a really fun character to have on the seasons, though. Thank you so much for playing in the first season of our reboot. Absolutely. All right, we still have a few more awards to give out here, specifically 2 more. And the next award that I have is the Cursula Award for Most Robbed Player of the Season. Now, in the past, I have done a pre-merge and post-merge version of this award, and I kind of forgot that I've done that in the past, so I only made a post-merge. That's the Cursula Award, Janice. Thank you, Sam, for correcting that. So in the past, I've made a pre-merge and a post-merge version of this award, and I did kind of just remember when, like literally moments ago when I just announced that, I'm like, you know what, I should do a pre-merge one. So I am going to talk about someone who I think was incredibly robbed in the pre-merge real quick. And I didn't actually make a graphic for this one, but the Most Robbed Pre-Merge Award goes to, without a doubt, Morris. Now, the reason for that is because Morris had been wanting to play Finnvivor for a long time. I believe he joined the server sometime during the Blood versus Water era, sometime when that game was going on. And he was really excited about joining. So when I did a Big Brother spinoff, he played that, and he managed to get all the way to the end and win unanimously. I believe the first time we've had a unanimous winner since, I think, Akko won in Season 5, maybe. But he still wanted to play Finnvivor, but that after Big Brother ended is when my mental health started to slowly sink into the earth and just become not very good. So I didn't host another game for a long time after that until Paldea started last March/April, and Morris signed up to play for that, but unfortunately he was incredibly busy. Sorry, just got a little distracted by this chat here. Also, rip YouTube comments saying Isaac's VC was too quiet. Ah, shit. All right. Well, yeah, I guess that probably was. I think I had it muted. Oh, no. I heard Isaac, so I blame YouTube. No, that's definitely my fault. I'm so sorry. I had the desktop audio muted because the Alexander interview kept playing. God damn it. Isaac, do you want to redo your interview, or are we good? I feel bad. I fucked that one up. Oh my gosh. Oh, what is this? I don't need this. Okay. Oh man. Okay. I just totally lost my train of thought here. Ike, let me know if you want to do another interview where I don't have the desktop audio muted. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Most Robbed Post-Merge Award. I think someone just got home. You're good? All right. Yeah, sorry about that, man. We can move on. All right. Either way, thank you so much for hopping on voice chat. I really appreciated that. That was a lot of fun. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Most Robbed Post-Merge Award, or just the Most Robbed Award. And I think this one is going to take a little bit of explaining, particularly for the audience, because ultimately the season didn't really get portrayed on the show in this way because at the end of the day, there's only so much you can cram into a single episode of Survivor. Also because a lot of this player's gameplay happened within DMs and not as much in alliance chats and chats that I was able to show. But this player actually came into a situation where they potentially could have had a lot of control over the game if only things had gone a slightly different way. The first thing that went wrong for this player was Leaf quitting the game at the final 13, which I would just like to say, I don't blame anyone for having to step away from Survivor for mental health reasons. That is 1000% valid. But nonetheless, Leaf quitting lost this person an absolutely vital ally going into the merge and somewhat limited what they could actually get done. Things did go decently for them with a few rounds because they still had some connections with the other side of the tribe after the merge, but ultimately this person was voted out in 10th place after also earning an advantage in a challenge which ultimately painted a bigger target on their back. And so for all those reasons, the Cursula Award for the most robbed player of the season goes to Autumn. I do firmly think that Autumn would have been able to absolutely run the season if things had just played out slightly differently here. Now, I think Autumn might actually be home right now. For those who didn't catch this, Autumn is actually my roommate. And I think she just got home. I'm going to text her real quick and see if we can interview her right here. Robbed in Discord, Big Brother 2? Absolutely. Come on in, Autumn.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Come on in.
I'm moving your duck.
Yes, please do. All right. Let's get this.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. All right,
I
Autumn.
saw I won an award.
You won an award. You won the Cursula Award for Most Robbed Player of the Season.
Heck yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Accurate.
Accurate, yeah. So I was just telling the audience and the rest of the cast how you were... hold on, let me try and get you a little bit more in the shot here. There we go.
Hooray.
Hooray! So you need to mute that because I'm hearing that.
Oh,
we don't want
sorry.
feedback. So, Autumn, you were voted out in 10th place.
Yeah.
I just explained how you got the final advantage. It put a massive target on your back because no one actually knew what the advantage was. And also, you lost an ally going into the merge.
Yeah.
Yep, so at the double vote at the final 13, right after the merge, you ultimately voted with the Koraidens because you had a really strong tie with Isaac. Do you think in hindsight that was a bad move?
Not really.
Not really. So you voted out Samuel, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So did you have a good connection with Samuel, or was it kind of just eh?
It was a little bit I mean, we didn't talk a whole lot compared to some of the others on my original tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was just an easy number for you to let go?
Pretty much.
Yep. And then, of course, we had the Mooley vote, which most of the tribes seemed to be on board with, but it was also taking numbers away from your side of things.
Yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily blame you for going along with that vote. Now, ultimately, you and Snowy were a really close duo on this season, but we didn't actually get to see too much of that on the show because a lot of your gameplay was in direct messages, which, again, as I mentioned before, that is a large reason why we decided to move one-on-one messages onto the server so that I'm actually able to accurately tell the story of what happened versus kind of piecing it together with what I have. Now, Isaac voted you out in 10th place. He was the one vote that sent you home. You had been spending a lot of time forming a really solid bond with Isaac. Now, if he had kept you and voted out someone unknown, how far do you think that would have gotten him, and how far would it have gotten you?
A lot farther than we both got. Let me tell you that.
What would be your next move had Isaac kept you?
Oh gosh, who was still in at that point?
At that point, SU would have been voted out, so you would have been in the majority with Leona, Todd, Snowy, and Ari. So that would have been majority, and then it would have been Barb's, Janice, SU would have been voted out, Barb's, Janice, Sam, and Isaac kind of on the bottom, though if he voted with you, he would have been more on the Meraiden side.
Yeah.
So it would have been basically the 6 of you versus the 3 remaining Koraidens at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So who would have been your next target?
Do you have any guesses?
Is it Janice?
In the nicest way possible.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, we were already downhill at that point. Might as well try
Yep.
3 times the charm, I guess.
Now, Janice told you that you weren't going home that round. And we later saw in her confessional that she just told you that to get back at you for all the times you told her that you weren't voting her out.
You know, honestly, deserved.
Deserved?
Not gonna lie.
I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely fair. Autumn, it was actually an absolute pleasure to have you on the season. You were a recent Survivor fan at the time that this happened.
Yeah.
Mostly watching, like, older seasons with me.
Yeah.
Right?
I blame you, honestly, because it's like now hyperfixation.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not the only one. I've definitely gotten a couple other friends hooked on Survivor as well. I was just saying, Todd is like the only close friend I have who I've gotten kind of sucked into Survivor, but not really. Whereas all the other ones are just like, no, I don't want anything to do with it, or are like, I'm obsessed now.
Literally.
and now you're one of the obsessed ones.
Yeah, truth.
All right, so I know it was a lot of paranoia for you, but do you think you'd ever play Finnvivor again?
I want to.
You want to?
That'd be fun.
All right, well, I would love to have you again. Hey, now, I sucked myself in prior to you. Yes, Matt and I met and, like, had mutual love for Survivors. That kind of connected us. All right, well, Autumn, is there anything else you'd like to say before we move on to the last bit of the stream here?
No.
No? All right, then get out!
Really?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, you can stay if you want, but I'm gonna, like...
I mean, you can crop me out.
I'm gonna
I'll
crop
go hang
you
out
out.
on your bed.
Okay, sounds good. I am gonna crop you
in
out.
the least weird way possible.
All right. Okay, well, now I'm not going to be able to fix this. I screwed it up. Hold on. Whoop. Okay, cool. All right, well, we are almost done with this post-season live reunion. We have one more award to give away, and that is the Player of the Season award, or the Fan Favorite of the award, if you prefer. Fan Favorite award, if you prefer. This season, I was really excited to do the Fan Favorite Award because we had a YouTube audience to have vote on this. And even though there weren't a ton of votes that were cast, there were more votes than have been cast for any non-YouTube season of Finnvivor. So that was really exciting. So the Pokemon I named after this award is the Charizard Award for the Player of the Season or Fan Favorite, because obviously everyone just loves Charizard, and there's absolutely no sarcasm behind that message whatsoever. But anyways, it ended up being a close vote between a handful of people, but the winner of the Fan Favorite Award is none other than Janice. Congratulations, you are the Player of the Season. Now, Janice, I am going to pull you on to the show one last time because I do have one little segment I wanted to share with you. So I mentioned earlier that someone wrote a little bit of fan mail for you. Someone was so impressed with your run on this season that they wrote this whole short story about you basically being the Queen of Paldea. And now I'm going to read it live on stream in front of everyone. I'm not going to reveal who wrote this, but let's just say you have a fan. You have a pretty big fan. All right, we're going to go ahead and read this. Thousands of followers amongst the disillusioned masses gathered in the audience chamber for the Queen's coronation ceremony. The Latin chorus immediately enchanted the palace servants and the common folk, lesser beings who simply weren't capable of thinking for themselves. Once their new ruler was ready to give them commands, they would obey her every whim and desire. The royal banners draped over the ancient columns bathed the room in blood red and Tyrian purple, the colors of the Paldean Empire. The long hallway leading up to the throne room was patrolled by your fervent loyal guards. They passed by some new decorations, stakes. Each stake was marked with a hallowed name. Forbidden words no one dared speak in your presence. Alexander, Samuel, Shad, Leona, Snowy. The list goes on. How dare these worthless fools try to claim the throne for themselves? Their names are a reminder of the past and a warning about the future. Deafening cheers erupted as you emerged from the back rooms, carrying a scepter of power. With the Paldean imperial crown on your head, you garnered a certain level of respect from your new subjects, and they were just as obedient as you could have imagined. All of the leading clergymen and priests knelt and bowed upon your appearance, as if you were a goddess in the flesh. The knights and soldiers mimicked their obedience, kneeling for you just like the priests. Most importantly, the nobles bowed down to you as well. It was almost more satisfying to order the aristocrats around than it was to order the peasants around. Oh, how the mighty elites and noblemen have fallen, carrying you whilst you sit in your throne, feeding you grapes and olives and fanning over you constantly. They're as subservient to your will as paupers and beggars, and it feels so good. The queen was robbed. Vengeance is due, and it will come soon. And that is it. A little fan mail from one of our fans of the season to Janice. Janice, how does it feel to be absolutely worshipped like that? That was so emotional. I love it. Thank you. Janice, I just have to say, I was really happy to see that you got such a positive reception on the season. I already gushed about you for like minutes on end, but you were easily one of the best presents on the season. Thank you so much for coming back for Finnvivor. And with that, that is it. That is all I have for you. Finnvivor Paldea is officially wrapped. It feels so good to have my first YouTube season wrapped on the channel, and I am so excited to keep this going. We have another season coming up next month. You will see the first episodes of that. Yes, 5 years later. This next season won't be waiting quite as long as this season to see their episodes because we are wrapping up production as we speak. For next season, 20 players, some of whom are returning from Finnvivor Paldea. You may recognize some names from this cast on next season. They are returning to participate in a season unlike anything we have ever done before. At the start of the game, each player will have the opportunity to opt in to become their tribe's infiltrator. If the infiltrators are able to stay undetected, throw challenges, and attend tribal council as much as they can in the pre-merge, they will be awarded with ultimate power in the post-merge. But they need to be careful, because if they are detected, the other players could use that against them by taking the infiltrator quiz, which could be what saves them from getting voted out of the game. In the end, only one player will be left standing to claim the title of sole survivor. Tune in next season for Finnvivor Infiltrated, coming this March. I wanted to put together a teaser video for that, but I ran out of time. I'm so sorry. No, it is not the hourglass. Fuck that shit. This twist is actually kind of balanced, and also another fun thing about next season is that there are no advantages, only idols. No extra votes, no vote steals, no amulets, not even the final advantage. There's going to be a different method for determining whether the game ends in a final 2 or a final 3 next season. Yeah, no do or die twist either. The new era may be here, but it ain't like Jeff Probst's new era. This is my new era, baby, and oh boy, is it gonna be exciting. I am really excited for next season of Finnvivor, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. All right, well, that is gonna do it. That's the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next season for Finnvivor Infiltrated. I just wanted to say thank you to all the players for making it a great season. Thanks to everyone on production for helping me run the season, and thanks to everyone who gave me yet another season. Also, thank you to you, the viewers, for watching this season. I can't say enough how grateful I am for you to watch my content, even if it's a small number of people watching it. The fact that people are watching it at all means so much to me. So, thank you all so much for watching. And for the last time this season, the tribe has